Hello? Mostly maybe Fakira. Hello? Maybe not Fakira. Let us see. Hello? Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
Um, I would say my mother would say there's 99 names for Allah, and that doesn't describe anything that Allah would do.
Your mom, she said there's 99 names of Allah.
Yes, she would say,
Yeah,
if I was her, 'cause me and her, we debate all the time about this, and
yeah.
I can't for the life of me get her to agree, but
Hmm.
she would say something along the lines of, he's the all merciful, he knows everything, but he has 99 names, and that would never cover him because he gave women power,
Hmm.
he
Okay,
all that extra stuff.
yeah. But you know that one of the names of Allah, as an example, is Al-Mudil.
Adel Mobil. شنو
Al-Mudil.
what is Adel Mobil?
Al-Mudil. Al-Mudil. Al-Mudil, which mean the one who misguide, the one who deceive. You know that?
Are you sure it's not the one that plans?
No,
The
no, no, no,
planner?
no, no. This is no. The model is the one who deceive. As an example, chapter 13, verse number 37. Uh, uh, chapter 16, verse number 37. Chapter 16, verse number 93. Let us take this one because this is more universal. Look what this verse is saying. If Allah had willed, He would have made you one nation, but He leads, this is the Muslim translation, He leads astray whom He wills, and He guide whom He wills. So do you understand what I'm saying? What your al-Mudil mean?
Mobil. Can you tell me the verse? I'm going to go to the Quran.
Chapter 16, verse number 93. Mm-hmm.
Had Allah His will would surely have made you one nation.
You can read loud.
Okay, so it says, had Allah His will, He would surely have made you all one nation, but He leaves in error him who wishes and guides him who wishes, and you shall truly be called upon to account for your deeds and conduct. Where does it say?
Okay. Do you see your translation says He leads into error, right?
Yes, yes.
But who is the one who leads us into errors? Isn't it Shaitan?
Yeah, it definitely is Shaitan.
Exactly. This is Allah. So Allah is a Shaitan.
But what if he's just testing us?
You watch a movie, you will see in the movie there is two cop. One he play good cop, and the other one he play bad cop. Right? Here,
Yes,
there's only a bad cop. Why? Because he lead the majority of mankind into error. And the translation is false, by the way. It doesn't say error. It says into deception, yudil. You can take the word yudil. I don't know if you speak Arabic or not. You can take the word yudil and you take it to the Islamic dictionary, any Islamic dictionary of your choice, and you will find that the word yudil mean to deceive and to mislead. So in my translation here, the screen says he leads astray. So who is the one who lead us astray? The devil. Who is the devil in Islam? Allah. If Allah is the
that
one,
verse.
do two things. He lead astray and he guide. So what exactly is the job of the devil? What the devil do for
Maybe
living?
Allah
What he do in his time?
There's a verse in the Quran that says, like right after Jesus, it says he is the best planner. Is that word in
No,
there
my
as
friend,
well?
this is not the same word. Secondly, that's a false translation. There's no planner. Al-Makirin have nothing to do with the word planner, because you let me show you how we can get them busted. Obviously, you don't speak Arabic.
I do. بلا أقدر أحكي عربي بس ما أقدر
Okay, so
أكتب وأقرأ.
my friend, you speak Arabic and you speak a Gulf language too, not only Arabic. So you speak Arabic very well. I'm surprised now. You shocked me. So now, let us read together. As long you speak Arabic, why and how you did not see that the word makr mean, don't we say in Arabic, الثعلب المكار?
ثاقب المكار.
ثعلب المكار, ثعلب. You know what ثعلب?
ثعلب.
Yeah,
لا ما no.
the fox.
Oh إيه ثعلب إيه.
Okay.
آسف.
So the fox, the makar, because why? Because he deceive you. He's very smart. He deceive. So in chapter 7, verse number 99, it says, أَفَأَمِنُوا مَكْرَ اللَّهِ لَا يَأْمَنُ مَكْرَ اللَّهِ إِلَّا الْقَوْمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ. Are they feel secure from Allah? This is the Muslim translation, not mine. Divincing? What divincing mean?
Divincing. I don't even know the English divincing is.
Let me search in the dictionary. For me, and I'm not good in English too. Okay. Invent, planner, system, mechanism. Okay. Well, no, this is a false translation then. Are they feeling secure? Let us change the translator. You will see how the translation change. Let us see. خطاب.
خطاب. إيه.
Here he says, do they feel secure against Allah planning? But if we take the word makar, to the dictionary, we will find that this word means deception and deceiving. So do you feel secure from the deception of Allah? You should know that only losers they can feel secure from the deception of Allah. And just to show you that this is what the word meant, makr, we will go and we will search the word makr in the Quran, and we will find how the Muslim they have funny translation. Chapter 16, verse number 26. And as long as you speak Arabic, you can read it. It says, قَدْ مَكَرَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. Do you see it? Chapter 16, verse number 26. قَدْ مَكَرَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. What is the translation for the word makar here? They plotted.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
You said 26? I'm sorry.
Chapter 16, verse number 26.
Okay, yeah, I see it now. The proceeds did schemes is what it says over here.
Yeah, well, no problem. But this is what makar mean, is to deceive, conspiracy, to trick, you know, a trap, secretly, you know, to do something illegal or harmful. And it is evil action. So here you notice that when the Quran is speaking about people who they are the enemy of Allah, the Muslim, they have no problem to translate it as deception, as plotted, as conspiracy. But when they speak about Allah, they say He planned, but it's the same word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There it is makar, here it's makar. So what is the difference? It's a false translation.
I don't mean to be off topic, but when I told my dad about this, he said the Quran is like the best book in the whole entire world. He said if there is one word missing, every single Muslim would know it, and it's been really preserved. And
No problem.
I just started
Ask
looking
your
into
dad to recite for you the chapter of stoning to death.
From Aisha and the animal.
Or ask him to recite the verses of breastfeeding for adult 10 times.
Okay, that I actually don't understand now, because there's a certain word for it, tata, something like that, in Arabic or
إرضاع.
Arda.
إرضاع.
Okay.
Yeah.
The argument would be they have it all memorized. So here it is. There's actually be said for that one actually. Now I think about it. He said there's Allah takes verses out of the Quran and then just because he realizes people don't need them or something like on one's that lines.
Okay, that's an additional proof that Islam is a fraud, because if Allah he will take verses from the Quran because people don't need them, then why he did not? Because there's still a lot of verses in the Quran. They are abrogated supposedly, and they are still in the Quran. So why some of them they went missing and some they stay? You know what I mean? If this is the decision, we will take out any verses are abrogated because Muhammad, he is a fraud. In the beginning, when he was weak, he was not saying kill the Christian, kill the Jews. At that time, he don't have enough people to kill. In the beginning, he was acting like a sheep. Then he come with abrogated verses, says go and kill the Christian and the Jews. Chapter 9, verse number 29. So there's many verses abrogated by one verse, but they are in the Quran. And then there's many verses are not found in the Quran. The Muslim they say they are abrogated by recitation and writing. But where is the command, and why even you take it from the book of Allah? If nobody can change the word of Allah and nobody can delete the word of Allah, did Allah order you to take it off? And as you see in front of us, it says here, Aisha, she said, the verse of stoning and breastfeeding of an adult 10 times was revealed, and the paper was with me under my pillow. When the Messenger of Allah died, we were preoccupied with his death, and a tame sheep came and ate it. Did your father explain to you how the sheep was able to destroy the book of Allah?
No.
So how the Muslim they keep saying to us, like including the guy we are speaking about him in the video, he says the Quran is preserved, and he said 15 million Muslims they recite the Quran. That's false. Not even one of you can recite the Quran, because the Quran, first of all, the one you have is not the Quran of Muhammad. Secondly, there's hundreds of verses missing according to Aisha. As an example, Aisha, she said, chapter of Al-Ahzab used to be equal to chapter of Al-Baqarah. And if we go and check the chapter of Al-Ahzab, we will find that hundreds of verses are missing in one chapter alone. So they lie with no shame, you know. And actually for me, I would like the Quran to be preserved so I can love more. I wish the chapter of a breastfeed for adult is still there, because that will help me more to expose how stupid Islam is. So chapter of Al-Ahzab is 73 verses, but according to Aisha, it was equal to the chapter of Al-Baqarah. And if we measure the distance between them, or what is missing, we will find that we are talking about hundreds of verses, because this chapter here exceed way more 200 verses. Let us read how many. 286 verses. So do you see what is missing? And I can show you the reference about Aisha saying that Al-Ahzab used to be equal, as long as you speak Arabic. I can share with you.
Isn't there also a hadith that says one of them is like 116, and then there's one of them that's 111?
There's tons of reference, you know.
But CP, how do you know that these are authentic? Because that's another problem we're running into as well.
You see, our discussion is, I'm here to prove that nothing in Islam is authentic, and you're asking me how we can prove it's authentic. You know what I mean? If all my study here is to prove to people that Islam is a fraud, and if the Muslims they themselves like if you go to court, if you take a check and you say that Christian Prince, he said he gave me this check and he will pay me, and then the judge he asks you, he said this is the signature of who, and you say this is my signature, then the judge will say, but you should have the signature of Christian Prince here to be used against him, right?
Yes.
So when the Muslim they write in their books, this is their signature. I'm not using it because I believe in it. I'm not using it because I agree with it. I'm using it because it's against their own religion, and this is their own handwriting, not mine.
Wow.
So what do you
Isn't it
think?
true though that there was some enemies of Islam, like Jewish people that pretended to be Muslims and then
My friend, uh,
corrupted the book?
okay, we can go with this and forever. You know, somebody he pretend. What about the rest of the Muslims? Why they take it? The Jews are still
What do you
a
mean?
little minority.
Why they just take it?
Let us say somebody. I mean, is Al Bukhari a Jew? No. Is Muslim is a Sahih Muslim right? Is a Jew? No. Is a Turmudi is a Jew? No.
When was Bukhari even made, the hadiths?
It
Do you
doesn't
know when they were
matter. You know,
made?
maybe 300 is after, but this is not the issue. The issue is the Muslim agree with it. If you go to a Tafsir al-Qurtubi as an example, and this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and they are explaining for us chapter of Al-Ahzab, verse number 1. Al-Ahzab number 1. Right away here it says that this chapter is 73 verses, and it used to be equal to Al-Baqarah. Can you see my screen?
Al-Baqarah?
I
Yeah, I
will use
see it.
Google translation so everybody can see. Chapter, this is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, not my website. And this is the book of Al-Qurtubi. Interpretation for chapter 1, chapter 33, Al-Ahzab, verse number 1. Let me zoom in. Page number 418 in the book. Page 418. Look with me what it says. O Prophet, fear not and obey and don't obey the unbelievers. And then he continued, he is saying, Surah Al-Ahzab is a civil, which means in the Medina. It was revealed to the hypocrite, and it is 73 verses. This surah was equivalent to what? Can you read with me, please?
Said 73 verses. Can you read the following at the top or the bottom?
The one I highlighted for you. It says this surah. It is 70
Okay,
Al-Ahzab.
73
It's
verses.
73 verses, and the surah was equivalent to Surah Al-Baqarah.
Oh, okay. Al-Baqarah. What?
Do you see my screen or no? You don't.
Yes, I
Okay.
do. It just
Does
is
it
laggy,
say?
but
Does it
yes,
say
you do.
it used to be equivalent to Al-Baqarah?
Yes, and Al-Baqarah. What chapter is that? Because like I
Baqarah
said,
is
I'm not.
chapter 2, which have 286
Yes. Yep.
verses, minus, listen with me, minus 73. How many verses is missing in the chapter of Al-Ahzab?
Over 130.
213. This is hilarious, isn't it? Those
Well,
Abduls, they keep saying to us that the Quran is preserved. This is their official Islamic website. This is not me. This is not a Christian prince making a statement. This is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the center of the Islamic terrorism in the world. This is where Al-Qaeda are coming from. This is where ISIS are born. This is where Muhammad is coming from. This is where the Kaaba is located. And this is an official government website, and the link I posted for you. The Ahzab used to be equal to the Baqarah, which is the cow, and that is leading us to a hilarious number, that 213 verses. 213 verses is missing in one chapter alone. Listen, we are not reporting one verse, two verse. We are reporting almost what is equal to 10 or 15% of the Quran. The Baqarah is in the front of the Quran as a second chapter because it is the biggest. So Al-Ahzab used to be equal. And when they say equal, it's mean equal. So 286
286
is
yeah, pages, and now
the
there's only
cow
170.
chapter. And
What
Al-Ahzab
what?
used to be equal to Al-Ahzab, which is supposed to be 286. But Al-Ahzab today is 73. Total missing verses is 200, 113. How in the world anyone can refute that? 213. And look, again, this is not the book of the Jews. This is not a hadith from the Jews. This is Tafsir al-Qurtubi. This is the official Quran website of the Islamic government of Saudi Arabia. And let me show you the address for those who might say, oh, this is cannot be. Here we go. Let me zoom in. Read with me. Quran.ksu, which means Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Education.sa, government website. You can click at the end of the page and you can go and you can communicate with the government. Somebody saying, read before and read after. What before after? Here we go. Read after. Read. It says, and it was the verse of stoning. So now they are adding more verses are missing. The old men and the old women, if they commit adultery, stone them outright as a punishment. So why it's not in the Quran? And now we found one verse. What about the 213? So now we will say 212. Are you happy? But still it's missing because it's not in the Quran.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's probably more, like Aisha said. But
there is more for sure.
CP.
You see, we are just showing you one statement about one chapter. This is just one statement. Otherwise, there's tons of, But for me, I don't really care about how many verses missing in the Quran. I like the Quran not to be missing because that will give me opportunity to expose Muhammad more. Because I'm sure the 213 verses are taken from the Quran in purpose. Somebody took them off so people will not laugh at Islam. As an example, when we see this hadith about breastfeeding for adult,
Yeah, like it went like 10 times or something.
Yeah. Okay. They say to us now, the hadith says that a goat ate it. The goat ate it. Okay. But is that convincing to you, my friend? The goat ate it, but the goat did not eat the memory of Muslims. Did she?
No, he definitely didn't.
So why we cannot find the verses?
The stoning.
The only answer is the Muslim, they took it because it is an embarrassment and it is stupid. Because the goat ate the book, but the goat is not a Trojan horse inside their head and she was eating their memory. So all those excuses, like in one hand, they say to us that we memorize the Quran. In one hand, there's verses the Muslims don't want to mention. And not only that, they claim that they are missing because the goat ate it. And here, look how much humility this goat is bringing to Allah. So Allah, He decided to protect the Quran. The goat, she said, over my dead body. The goat, she went to the bedroom of Muhammad. She jumped in the top of his bed because he was laying down dead. The goat, she said, meh, and she flipped Muhammad over the floor. The goat, she went under the bed and she grabbed the Quran. The goat, she started flipping verses in the Quran by using her tongue, which is always wet. And the goat, she did not eat out the Quran. She chose specific verses to eat. I mean, this goat must be a CIA. She chose certain verses, like especially about the breastfeeding. I mean, the goat, obviously, she felt being threatened because people, they need her breast to get their milk. Now, the goat, she felt that Muslim women, they are competing with her. So the goat, she went to the bedroom of Muhammad. She jumped in the top of the bed, Muhammad, meh, meh. And then the goat, Aisha, she was busy because the Prophet is dead and many people come into the house, and the Prophet with the goat alone. I don't know what the goat she did beside what she did with the Quran too. I mean, the guy is dead. She flipped and the Quran is under her pillow. So the goat, she flipped the guy and she start eating the Quran. And she did not eat all the Quran. She ate verses of her choices. Must be a very well-educated goat, and she did take a degree from the Sorbonne in France. She speak languages. She learned even Arabic, and she started flipping pages. Which one I will eat? Which one I will eat? Which one I will eat? And then after she
That
ate the verses, which is more funny, that Aisha and the Muslim, they remember what she ate. I mean, isn't it, this is hilarious? How Aisha, she figured
oh
out
boy.
that this is the one the goat ate.
You
And
know, you mentioned I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off,
it's okay.
but you mentioned something about like I'm trying to like put the nail in the coffin when I talk to my parents about this, and I'm trying to figure out like the violence of it. Like, why are Muslims killing other Muslims?
You know, I mean, even this is because of Muhammad. You know, Muhammad, he made it clear that if two group of Muslims, they, you know, they disagree, one of them have to kill the other one. You know, one of them have to finish the other one. And this is how Muhammad actually he established the destruction of Islam. If you go to chapter 49, verse number 9, this is why Muslim, they find it legitimate to kill Muslims. Why? Because those who they are opposing us, they should be killed. The Quran says so. Even if they are Muslims. Read carefully. Chapter 49, verse 9. If two parties of believers fall to fighting, then make peace between them. And if one party of them doth wrong to the other, fight ye that which is wrong. And now what they do, each one of them says, oh, the other one is wrong. And they kill each other. And that's why Islam is in the destruction non-stop.
You know, my
Muhammad he
friend.
established,
Yes,
but
sir.
if Muhammad he said, never fight your Muslim brother, they will not dare to do it. But now he gave them a license. And now each party says they are the ones wrong. So we see the Shia fighting Shia, the Shia fighting Muslim Sunni, Sunni fighting Sunni, Sunni, Al-Qaeda fighting ISIS. They go and use this verse to justify killing other group.
Christian Smith, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, when I was young, and even now, like, I just stopped practicing Islam. I've been practicing it for 16, 17 years, and you just get trapped. You just never think anything else is right. You know, they just trap you and just keep you in there. And I should have known it was wrong for the longest time because, like, I was born in Iraq, and a group of Muslims came to our house and literally took my dad from us, and just we don't know what happened to him. I'm sure they killed him because he was from Egypt or something. And we moved to the U.S. and I was still a
Was your
Muslim for
dad
the
is
longest
Muslim
time.
Sunni?
He was Muslim. He was. I don't know what. I really don't know the difference between. I know Sunni and Shiites are different, but
Yeah,
he was
but your
definitely he
family,
was
they are
hiding.
Sunni or Shia, because then you can find out who is the one who took him. If he was Shia, then obviously the Sunni is the one who took him. You know.
Yeah, I think my mom is definitely Sunni.
Oh, so he is
Because I have
Sunni.
a
So he is
stepfather.
Sunni. So the one who took your dad is Shia.
Mm,
Yeah, this is what they do. This is what they do. And I'm sorry to hear about your dad. You know,
it's okay. No, I
you
mean
know.
I was really young, but I mean it was a blessing because I even though I even though it was a struggle, it took me a while to like find God, and it's just every time I defend what I believe, they always like attack Christians about just dumb like show me where God is at in the Bible, and I'm like, how many times like show me that Jesus said he is God. I'm like, how many times I gotta show you? It's just I just really want to get away from this hellish religion. You know, I know it's satanic. I just wish I have the spirit like you do and just be able to, you know what I mean?
So now, just to understand you, I never spoke to you before. So now you left Islam, and do you believe in Christianity?
Yes, sir. I've been a Christian for the past 2 years. I
Ah,
actually just
wonderful,
recently got baptized.
wonderful, wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful. And what
yeah.
what make you come to Christianity, if you don't mind to share with people here?
Um, to be quite honest with you, I always prayed and I just never felt it in my heart. And even though I got out, had no religion, and I just asked the man, what do you mean by new kingdom? And then I just got closer with the Bible. I mean, God is love. I don't think there's a single verse in the Quran that says God is love.
Yeah,
You know, and what really got me is when Jesus said, "Blessed are the ones who mourn," because that he just like it's like he speaks to you, and you can't find comfort in the Quran. You just can't do it. You can't understand it. I can speak Arabic. You heard me speak Arabic, but it's
yeah,
hard to understand it. It's hard.
yeah.
It's
And
ridiculous.
not because of the Arabic is short, but because the Quran is a stupid book. Like, when I give the Quran to somebody, he is born in the Middle East all his life, and I ask him to read and to explain, and he will end saying to me, Allah knows best what he meant. Because it's a stupid language. This is not even Arabic. I mean, this is really stupid. And the Quran is not really a book which is like bringing you a step by step into information. No, like when you go in a school, let's say you start studying algebra 2, you start from zero, teaching you about numbers, etc., and how to divide, but you don't go to the last level in 2 seconds. In Islam, no. In Islam, suddenly we are talking about Adam, suddenly we jump and we are talking about Jacob. And then from Jacob,
Yeah,
we go
yeah.
back to talk about Muhammad wives, and she want to go to do poo. And then we go jump from Muhammad wife, want to do poo, to Umar al-Khattab was spying at the wife of Muhammad. And then we jump from Muhammad and Umar al-Khattab spying at the wife doing poo to Sulaiman and flying carpet. And then we jump from the flying carpet of Sulaiman to talk about how Allah he made the moon and he split the moon.
Oh
And
my
then we
God.
find a verse after it saying that Allah never split the moon because there is no Quran, no miracle given to Muhammad. So this is a hilarious book, you know, made by an idiot. And this is why the Muslims, when they ask them a question, they say Allah knows best what he meant. And not only that, actually, I don't know if you know in the Quran that Muhammad himself, when people start asking him questions, and he himself could not explain what he is saying. Do you know what he said?
Hmm. Allah knows best.
No, he said this Quran have a lot of verses which is mutashabihat. What
No
the
one can
word
understand.
in English, agorical. I don't know how to pronounce the word correctly. Sorry. Uh,
It's okay.
uh,
I wish I knew what it was in Arabic. I would have say it for you, but
yeah.
you know,
So
I know what you mean, kind of. Yeah, it's under. You cannot understand it. Only Allah can pretty much understand
exactly,
it.
no one
But
knows what
I
it
don't know
means
why you
save
bought the
Allah.
book.
Yeah,
Is it true that the
but
Quran was
here,
already
but
written
here,
before it came?
you need to ask yourself, uh, if if nobody knows what the Quran meant, so why Allah he sent us the Quran? I mean, what the point of this Quran if you want to send us a book nobody can understand? You know,
Yeah. Wasn't it true that the Quran was made in heaven? It wasn't even. It was already planned.
the Quran supposedly is written between the eyes of an angel. His name is Israfil. Israfil, Allah he put the he wrote his Quran in a board, and he put it between the eyes of Israfil. This is angel Israfil. I will draw him for you in the screen. You know, this is Israfil, mashallah.
You know, it's funny you say all these words because, like, at a young age, you remember surahs and you remember them all the time, but you don't know anything that you're saying, like, not a single word.
Yeah,
Like, I still have some in my mind that I could never get rid of my head, and I don't know to this day what they mean.
yeah. Do you see my the screen I did draw for you?
Yeah, I see it. The
This is the angel
a winking.
Israfil. Allah he put his tablet between the two eyes of Israfil. We asked the Muslim why he put it there. He said, so he can protect it, yet he cannot read it. The distance between the eyes of Israfil is the same distance between the earth and the heaven, which means 500 years distance between the two eyes. And this is the tablet of Allah. I mean, all of Islam is hilarious, stupid stories for kids. It doesn't make sense in any mean, in any way, and it's stupid. And then Allah, He have in His tablet destiny that the goat will eat the Quran.
Oh man, I didn't even think about that one.
Or what
But,
about
it's true
what
about
about Allah? He wrote in His tablet that any believing woman she wanna f the Prophet.
what? Where do you find that? Is that the one where it says anything your right hand possesses?
No, 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 no. This right hand possesses. He mentioned that, yeah, in the verse, but he mentioned that any believing woman she offer herself to the Prophet, so the Prophet yastankihuha, which means to f her. Yeah. So Muhammad, he have a God, and this God, he is the one who created the whole universe, and he went to his office and he want to write down for Muhammad who and which women can sleep with him. The conclusion is all women in the world are welcome to be in the bed of Muhammad. If you read the verse here, you would die laughing. This is the chapter of Al-Ahzab. O Prophet, it's made lawful for you, your wives, and the cousin of your partner uncle, and the cousin from your mom, and the cousin from your dad's side, and the cousin from your etc. side, and the daughter of your uncle, and the daughter of your father's side, and the daughter from your uncle's side, and the daughter of your auntie, and the daughter from your auntie dad's side from your mom's side, and the daughter from your dad's side, and then and the daughter and etc. And then at the end, and every immigrant women. Imagine all the immigrant women, the migrant women who came with Muhammad. He can f them all. In the top of that, and any believing women she gave herself to the Prophet if he desired to f her. What does have to do with God?
Yeah, that's true. Like, why does he have all this stuff in the Quran and it's supposed to be like
No, what does have to do
the
with God?
eternal?
What does have to do with God? You see, is this guy coming a prophet of effing, or he's a prophet of God? I mean, isn't it enough he have 13 wives, hundreds of sex slaves? Why all this list? Nobody left. I mean, the guy, he have the whole town. And why God want to make such a verse? Isn't it obvious that this is the most obvious false prophet? And Aisha, she said to him, Muhammad, I see that your God, he rushed into your sexual desire. Aisha, she discovered it.
Yeah.
You know, she knew he's a fraud. So my friend,
But
I'm
why
so
do they
happy. I'm
support
so happy
him,
for
though?
you that you left Islam. But if you want, if
Thank you so
your
much.
mother, she speak English, I will be happy to talk to her, and I'll promise you, I will speak to her with all the respect she deserves.
Okay. She doesn't speak good English. She just mostly speaks Arabic.
I
But
will speak to her
I
in Arabic, no
appreciate you,
problem. I will speak to her in Arabic. You know,
Okay, shukran, ya habibi. Thank
just
you so much, Christian friends.
anytime, let me know. You know, if you can call me and tell me my mom want to speak to you, and I promise you, number one thing, that I will treat her the same as I treat my mother.
God bless you.
All
God
right,
bless you.
yeah, and
Thank you, my
Arabic,
friend.
no problem. But you know, don't leave your mom misleaded. You want to save her, right? You don't want your mom to go to hell.
I do. I really want to save her so bad. I want to cry thinking about like her just praying to Mecca to a freaking stone. You know that. And I just
Yeah.
can't get her out of it. She's trying to convince me to go to Saudi Arabia with her to Mecca, and I'm
Listen,
like,
I got an idea.
yeah, what's up?
Ali. I got an idea.
Yeah.
Your mother, she is praying to the stone, to the direction of the stone, right?
Yes.
I want
Yes.
you to ask her a very simple question. What is left of the stone? Is the black stone still there? Why we are praying to the stone? Why we touch it? If she say it's sustained by Allah, do you know, Ali, that nothing left of the stone?
What? I thought it was still there.
No,
The
no,
private parts.
no,
Yeah.
no, it's not there.
It's
Let
not.
me show you. Let me show you how you can help your mother to get out of this faith by a very simple way. I will show you in the screen. Please look with me in the screen. This is the black stone. I will show it, which is in the Kaaba. There's no black stone left. All what you see in the brown, this is a wax. the black stones is little tiny rocks. You see them? We can count them.
Mm-hmm. What the
So
heck?
if Allah He sent this stone to witness to Muslims enter the day of judgment, how come Allah could not preserve His stone, His priceless stone? You know what I mean?
And they kissed that?
Yeah, this is what they
Oh my
kiss. This is what the
God.
Muslim kiss. Yeah, this is what the Muslims kiss. And then Muhammad he claimed that this stone can erase your sin. So
Yes,
if
erase your
this
sins.
if
Yeah.
this is if this is the stone, there's nothing left of it. Here we go. There's only one tiny rock, two, three, four, five, six. That's it. There's nothing.
Yeah.
And the rest is a wax. And the Muhammadan in Mecca, they have to do maintenance to the stone which is sent by Allah. I mean, if Allah cannot do maintenance to His own stone,
No, it's a money thing down there. I don't even think it's a prayer thing. It's definitely a money thing down there too. You know.
well, this is a priceless stone. As you know, the Saudi
Yeah.
they make billions of dollars every year from it.
Oh yeah,
You
they
know,
do.
imagine,
My dad
imagine
spent
if
at
you
least 10
imagine,
grand just
imagine
going there.
Ali, imagine if we have believers believe Las Vegas must to visit every year.
Yeah.
Las Vegas don't need to make advertising. The casinos will love
Yeah.
it. This is the casino. This is the biggest casino in the world, where people they are gambling with their money and their life and their security just to come and practice paganism, kissing a stone. I asked a Muslim website, it's called I think Convert to Islam. I said, I have a question. Why Prophet of Allah he kissed the black stone? Took them 5 minutes to answer. They said because it's holy. I said, okay, why it's holy? Took them another 5 minutes to answer, you know, and they said because he kissed it.
You're sent by the heavens.
No, it's a stupid religion. And this is the additional thing, this pagan religion. Muhammad, he says, if you touch the black stone and the Yemeni corner, and this is the Yemeni corner, let me show it to you.
Okay.
This is the Yemeni corner. Again, have an opening like a vagina, you know, window. The Yemeni corner have stones coming from the temple of Al-Makkah, which is the temple of the god Lah, the moon god. So what the Kaaba is a replacement. Instead of you going all the way to do Hajj in the temple of Al-Makkah, which is in Yemen, which is the temple of the moon god, why you want to go there? Here we go. We brought some stones from that temple. We put them in the Yemeni corner. That's why it's called the corner of Yemen. If you touch the Yemeni corner and the black stone, Allah erase your sin.
It's your sins. Yeah. I wish it works that way. You know. Definitely
Well,
not.
I mean, this is a pervert religion because if this is how it is, then all of us will become pervert. If this is how easy it is, we go touch a stone, you know. You know what I
You know
mean?
what gets me too? Yeah, what gets me too is that they're doing good over here just to go to heaven to have sex with 100 different virgin wives. That you do good over here just to do bad in heaven, which makes no sense to me too.
Yeah. But
But
look what
I got you.
Muhammad, another additional proof that Muhammad is a fraud and he is a pagan. Here we go. A person asked a Muslim, narrated from Abdullah ibn Ubaid. He said, O Abu Abdul Rahman, why do I only see you touching these two corners, which mean the black stone and the Yemeni corner? He said, I heard the Messenger of Allah say, touching them erases sin. Touching them erases sin. See how easy it is? So this is why you see rich Muslims who they are believers in Allah, they go and they do everything in the book of the devil. And then they go do Hajj, have some muta with some
Yeah.
maids. They have a lot of maids, bring them from poor countries. They have sex with them in Mecca, and then they go to the Kaaba. Even the hadith says that the Muslim they used to go and circle around the Kaaba, and their penises was dropping sperm.
Oh, jeez. Wait, you see that in the hadiths?
Yes. Anything I say, I will show it to you.
Yeah. Trust me, I know. I've been watching you for months. Honestly, watching you has made me want to be like an apostle. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been studying, and I just gotta get my Arabic like 100%. And then, mashallah.
Yeah. So this
I mean,
is
I can never be
this
as
is
good
what
as you,
Islam is
though,
about.
honestly.
Here
Oh,
we try our best. Uh,
To expose.
to give reference and to prove what we say, not only just saying it, because people they need answers. Here we go. Read with me. This is Sahih. A Muslim cannot say this is Da'if. It's Sahih. Let me show you here. It says Sahih. Sunan Ibn Majah 2980. We used to go around the Kaaba, and our penises dripping semen.
It's a perverted, very perverted religion,
I mean,
for sure.
what they are
And
doing? What exactly? And not only
I'm
that,
shameful to even tell my mom about this. I'm shameful to even tell my mom about this, let
save
alone.
reference, and when you find the time is suitable for you, share with her slowly, and she will see, she will understand, why this is a false religion. Do you know that the Arab always they used to go around the Kaaba naked?
No, but another robe thing would
No,
make
no, no,
it.
naked,
I
totally
never
naked.
heard
No,
that.
no, no, not naked, naked. يطوفون عراة. This is telling you what the Kaaba was. The Kaaba is a sex mating place. The women, they used to go to the Kaaba, and the black stone is a vagina. Women who cannot have babies or they are unable to have babies, they place their hands in their vagina when they have their period, and then they place the hand inside the black stone. And they pray to Allah to fertilize them. This is what the Kaaba is about. Let me see the hadith so I can share it with you.
So pagan. Isn't it true that Muhammad used to be pagan for 40 years before he became a monotheistic?
He was pagan and he is still pagan, my friend. He did not change.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah, nothing changed. He was a pagan and he's still pagan. Yeah, let's see.
And didn't he mention something about the three gods too, the goddesses?
Oh,
but then that's a satanic verse. Never
warm
mind.
meal, some fresh.
Say again, because a video suddenly played on my side here. What you said?
No, I was saying he was worshiping those three goddesses, but then they turned out to be satanic verses.
He was he got when he met the Jews, he tried to copy some of the Jews. It's, what the Jews, so he's mixed up. This guy, he adopt other belief so he can get more people. So when he met the Jews, he tried to adopt some of the Jews teaching. He met the Christian, he tried to adopt some of the Christian teaching. And the Arab, already they have their pagan Kaaba, so he adopted that from the beginning. And then in the beginning, he abandoned the Kaaba and he started praying in the direction of Jerusalem for a long time. Why? Because he was hoping the Christians and the Jews, they will join him and they will accept him if he do that. But when none believe in him, he got so angry from them and he decided to kill them all and then go back to his roots, which is the Kaaba and paganism. As you see in front of us, Sahih Muslim, the book of pilgrimage, it says, from Isham, from narrated from his authority, from his father, blah, 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 that in the exception, with the exception of the Hams, who were Quraysh, and their descendant go around the Kaaba and the house naked. You see it? Totally naked. And your mom, she speaks Arabic, so you can give her this. This is how you can find it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
قال كانت العرب تطوف بالبيت عراة. You see? Totally naked, nude. There's no bra. There's a woman, actually, Muhammad, he wanted to marry her or to sleep with her. She used to go naked around the Kaaba and she is so beautiful, and she have a poetry or a song. And she said, هذا ما إنا أبديناه. I forgot the point. Like, this is what we have, we display, but it's not to touch or to play, So she don't want any man to touch it or to play with it, but she is going naked because other women, they like to be touch and play. So this is what we have, we display, is not for you to touch or to play with. And Muhammad, he was sitting in the Kaaba watching women naked and he saw this woman, and then after that, Muhammad, not before, like you will notice that Muhammad never said, never, not even a single verse in the Quran, saying don't go around the Kaaba naked. You know what I mean?
Not a single.
I mean, when Jesus, when the Jews, they were buying and selling, not going naked around the temple, not in the temple, you know, not inside even the square of the temple. Like the temple have many squares. The outside skirt of the temple, Jesus, he flipped tables on them. He said, "You are making the house of my father a bazaar." Muhammad is watching women going naked around the Kaaba and men totally naked, and he
Like a
never
nude
shouts
beach.
saying, "Stop doing that." Why? What do you think? Isn't it
I
this is
mean,
the
he hasn't going naked, but he wants the Muslim girls to wear the hijabs and all that stuff. Like, for him.
even that one, it was when he because he was of the hijab, because it was of his jealousy. Umar al-Khattab, he was to harass his wives. Muhammad is a coward. Umar, he harassed the wife of Muhammad, and Muhammad don't dare to say to Umar, stop doing that. And Umar is the one who make an excuse saying, yeah, come on, man, I order your wife to cover themselves. So Muhammad, he came with the hijab. In fact, Umar, he says, Allah and Allah, he took from me, Allah, he agree with me in three. Some hadith says 10. The Kaaba, the hijab, and the station, the PlayStation of Abraham. Those are coming from Muhammad, from Umar. Even Muhammad, he says, if there is a prophet to come after me, is going to be Umar. You
But
know?
he's the last prophet too.
Yeah, no, he can hire you.
Yeah, for sure.
But you see, my point is, if I am a prophet of God, shouldn't it be the first, and this is the house of God, shouldn't be the first thing I say, scream against, is women and men having sexual nude party around the Kaaba? The Muslims always, they keep mentioning to us saying that the people, they used to have idols around the Kaaba, correct?
Yes, yes.
But they
Still
never
inside,
mention,
right? Too.
yeah, but they never mention that the Prophet of Allah, he went so angry against men and women going naked. And there's not a single verse in the Quran saying so. Not a single verse against going naked around the Kaaba. In fact, until now, the Muslim, they go naked around the Kaaba. They wore just a sheet,
Yeah, that's true. Just a Buddha sheet.
which is obviously been taken from the Buddhist. If you go and check the Hindu and the Buddhist monks, you will see this is the dress code exactly. They shave their head. They have a black stone, which is a sexual stone, and they show one shoulder, which is exactly the same shoulder the Muslim they show when they go and do their Hajj. It is 100%. And remember, some people will say to you, well, how they want to steal this from the Hindus and the Buddhists. My friend, India is so close to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
It's so close. Some people think that India is far. It is so close. If I go right now,
People used to travel all the time, like the Mongols used
no,
to
no,
go
no, just to
everywhere.
show
They went
you,
from
how close it is. I mean, people they think that I mean, this is impossible. What India have to do with Saudi Arabia? If we go right now and we open the maps, let me do it. All right, just to show you how close Saudi Arabia is. This is, remember before there's no Emirat and Dubai and those countries. This is all Arabian Peninsula. So look how close it is India. This is India, my friend. Now it's called Pakistan, right? This is now, it's called Pakistan. And this is here Bandar Abbas. This is Iran. And here this is India. They are so close. And everybody knows that the Arab, they have a trade line with India, with China, non-stop. So when they say how they are going to do that, where India is far, it's not far. This is Karachi as an example. This is Karachi. How far it is from the beach here? Not far. So,
Yeah, for sure.
and remember at that time, there's no borders, there's no passport. People just go and enter any place they want. You know, it's not like now you have to take a visa, and there is a police, and there is border control. You know.
I just really don't. I really appreciate you showing me this. I just really don't understand how so many people can fall into the satanic religion. Like, and they're just so blind. I don't get it. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm glad for you. You have decided to leave Islam, my friend. I'm happy to have you, and I will be happy to help your mother anytime you can. You wish to call me. And if you have a friends who are trying to convince you that Islam is a good religion, tell them come and speak to this guy. I will be watching. I want to see who
bless you.
is the winner. All right?
Oh yeah, me too. God bless you, Safi. Have a good night.
Thank you. Take care. God bless, and I will pray for your mother.